Does your cat have a condition like kidney failure or diabetes, which means they need to drink more water? Are you just worried that your cat is being fed a dry kibble and you don't seem to see them drink much? Well, it can be really difficult to know how to get your cat to drink more water. In this video, I'll give you my top 10 tips on how to encourage cats to drink and really increase their water consumption. Hi, I'm Dr. Alex from ourpetshealth.com, helping you and your pet to live healthier, happier lives. So if we're just meeting for the first time, consider subscribing and hitting that bell notification to allow me to continue to help you and your cat. Cats are really desert animals, and as a result are really good at conserving water. They are really great at extracting the moisture from their food, and so actually they don't really need to drink very much in order to survive. Now, this evolution also means that they tend to have a low thirst drive, which is why you often won't see your cat actually drinking. Now, this is also why getting your cat to drink more water can be really challenging. The problem with this is that if your cat becomes unwell for any other reason, or if they have a disease that compromises their ability to conserve water, then they can very quickly become dehydrated. Examples of this are diabetes, kidney disease, and liver disease. Dehydration can be very dangerous. It compromises overall health and potentially makes their condition much, much worse. So what can we do to change this? Well, here are my top 10 tips for how to get your cat to drink more water. So at number 1 is simply switch to wet food. Now, did you realise that 80% of wet food is water? So if you're currently feeding your cat a dry food, which typically is about 10% water, then you can see how a simple diet change can really make a huge difference in the amount of water that your cat takes on board. Now, clearly a diet change is not always as simple as just putting it in a bowl. Cats are notoriously fussy, so if you do struggle with this, then make sure you check out my next video, which will help you change your cat's diet. Now, if your vet has advised that a special diet is fed to your cat, then there's nearly always a wet version that you could choose instead of a biscuit. There will also always be alternatives should your pet not really like what you choose for them in the first place. Okay, at number 2, I've got to refresh water bowls regularly. If water's left sitting around for a long time in your cat's bowl, it becomes less and less likely that they'll actually want to drink it. So the flavour will change, it might become full of bugs or dirt, other pets may have drunk from the bowl, and none of these are really acceptable situations for your cat. This means that you should refresh your cat's water and also clean their water bowl every day. Now, it's important though that when you clean their bowl that there's no residue from any dish soap used, as this would really again change the taste of the water and put your cat off drinking from that bowl. Keeping the water in the fridge may also help, as many cats will prefer cold water, and then by regularly refreshing their bowl, they'll often have nice cold water more often. Okay, number 3 is to change the water type. Now, to you and I, water is generally water. Most of it tastes more or less the same, and very often we're adding a flavour to it anyway. Well, cats can be very particular about the type of water they like, and they're able to pick up and object to the subtle differences in flavours that depend on where the water has come from. The tap water in your area might have too many chemicals or be too hard. Using filtered water or trying a different bottled water may mean that they start drinking more. Collecting rainwater is another option that is pretty easy and free depending on where you live. So at number 4, I've got to add some flavour. Now, as I've already mentioned, we often add flavour to our water in the form of juice, coffee or tea, and I'm not suggesting that you give these to your cat, but instead you could try adding some tuna juice maybe, or boil up some chicken and add the water from this to your cat's water. You could try something else that your cat might like. Just be sure to avoid anything salty or that has had salt added to it, such as stock cubes. Now, this liquid, it can be given undiluted, but you'll probably find that adding just a small amount to your cat's water will be enough for them to really enjoy the flavour and encourage them to drink. The leftover liquid doesn't need to be thrown away. Instead, you could pour it into ice cube trays and freeze them. And this has several benefits. It means that you only have to make up this water additive maybe once a month, which makes it a really easy task. It also then means that when you defrost them, it will provide nice cold water for your cat, which, as we've already mentioned, they might really enjoy. Now, if you find that your cat is happy with plain water but just likes it cool, then you can simply add plain ice cubes as a simple solution. So at number 5, I've got to use different food bowls. So by now you'll have noticed that cats' tastes are super sensitive, and even very minor differences in flavour can really make a huge difference. Now, one big flavour determining factor is bowl type. So glass, ceramic, plastic and metal bowls, they'll give the water a slight taste especially in hot weather and if it's left unrefreshed for some time. Now, glass and china affects flavour much less, which is why we prefer drinking from them as well. So to find out which bowl type your cat prefers, you can simply put water in a bowl of each type and see which one your cat chooses. If their bowl is plastic, but they always drink from a glass of water by your bed, then you can probably already guess which one your cat will prefer. As well as bowl type, bowl shape can also play a role. Now, some cats really hate it when their whiskers touch the side of the bowl when eating or drinking. And some people think that this can actually cause pain when it's repeated over a long period of time. But regardless of this, using a wide, shallow bowl that is completely full will avoid this problem and may make all the difference in getting your cat to drink more water. So at number 6, I've got running water. Now, a change of bowl might not be enough for some cats. Have you noticed that your cat likes drinking from the tap? Well, they are not alone, and many cats actually do prefer to drink water from a running source. Now, unless you live by a stream or choose to leave the tap running all the time, this can really be difficult to provide and make sure it's always available for your cat. So the solution for this, and one that works in a lot of cats, is to get your cat a pet drinking water fountain. Now, these are indiscreet indoor fountains that are designed specifically for your cat to drink from. And once your cat gets used to having one, you might be surprised how often you actually find them at their water bowl. A cat water fountain can really make a huge difference. So at number 7 is to add water to your pet's food. Now, whether your pet is fed kibble or a wet food, adding extra water is a great way to get them to take more in without relying on them actually drinking. Now, much like changing their diet though, adding water may put your cat off eating. And so the best chance of success is by taking things slowly. Start off by just really adding a few drops of water, and then over the period of a couple of weeks or a month, just slowly increase this amount. And before long, you will have added a significant amount of water to their food and really increase the amount of water that they're drinking. Remember though, that wet food spoils sooner than kibble, and so it should not be left down for extended periods of time, especially in hot weather. Okay, so at number 8 is water location. Now, competition for resources is a big cause of stress in cats living in a multi-cat household. If there are not enough bowls, and if they don't get on as well as you think they do with their housemates, then they may be too nervous to drink as often as they would like. So as a general rule, there should be one more water bowl than there are cats in the house. So for example, if you have 3 cats, you should have 4 water bowls. Where you put them also has an effect. They should not be right by the litter tray. Instead, they should be in a quiet location that ideally should have a good view of their surroundings so that your cat can't be crept up on by another cat, so that they're not always just looking around nervously. If you have more than one cat, then also check out these other ways to reduce stress levels in my other videos. Okay, so at number 9 is to increase the number of meals. Very often, after a cat eats something, they will have a small drink. So having food down all the time and feeding your cat ad lib, where they simply help themselves, may increase their water intake. It's not, though, a good idea because it will generally make them fat, which in itself can be very dangerous. Now, instead, if you're home, try giving them just regular small meals. Now, it's a bit more labour intensive this, but it can help if it fits into your family's lifestyle. Okay, so at number 10, and my final point, is to give subcutaneous fluids. So for some cats with certain conditions, no matter how much they drink, they're just not able to keep up with the amount they are losing in the urine. So an example of this would be more advanced kidney disease. And in these situations, your vet may suggest that they're given fluids under their skin. Now, this is not as scary as it sounds, and it's very well tolerated in many cats. It can make all the difference in giving your cat an excellent quality of life for just that little bit longer before their disease becomes too bad and untreatable. Now, there's an excellent article and video that I'll link down below by the International Cat Care Council, and this gives you all the details of how to give subcutaneous fluids to your cat. Your vet, of course, will also discuss this option with you, and if they feel it's suitable for your pet, as well as demonstrate how to do it at home. So implementing just a few of these tips should make all the difference in getting your cat to drink more water. If your pet has a condition that is prone to making them become dehydrated, then increasing their water intake might make all the difference in ensuring they have an excellent quality of life, as well as extending their life. So have you made any changes that have meant your cat has started drinking more? I'd really love to hear them in the comments down below, just to help other people who may be reading them. Also, sign up to my newsletter to make sure you don't miss out on the future content and to get your free copy of my weight and diet calculator. So until next time, I'm Dr. Alex from Our Pets Health, because they're family.